How to quit drinking. For some, it's the hangovers. For others, it's the blackouts. Most people who drink heavily come to a crossroads in their lives where they realize their drinking is wrecking their lives. But what's the next step? Deciding to stop drinking is a very brave and hard decision to make. It's also a dangerous one due to the way chronic alcohol use affects the body. Before I go on, I need to say that this video is strictly for informational purposes. It's not intended to be a diagnosis of alcohol abuse. Only a doctor can do that. And I'm just putting this out here with some practical advice on how to quit drinking if you're concerned about your alcohol use. That said, let's get into it. Seeking professional help. You might be thinking this is the obvious answer. Of course, a drug rehab is going to recommend you seek professional help if you're trying to stop drinking. But it's solid advice, and here's why. Quitting drinking is hard. Like all addictive drugs, alcohol causes withdrawal symptoms, especially if you decide to quit alcohol cold turkey. Basically, alcohol withdrawal feels terrible. Insomnia, sweating, nausea, and vomiting, they're all a part of alcohol withdrawal. And that's just the mild version. For someone who's been drinking heavily for a long time, alcohol withdrawal can be much worse with hallucinations, delusions, fever, and more. Finally, in some rare cases, alcohol withdrawal can cause seizures, which can lead to coma and death. What I'm getting at is this. When you decide to quit drinking with professionals, the process is much easier. First, you'll be kept as comfortable as possible. There are prescription medications that make detoxing from alcohol less difficult. And secondly, your vital signs are closely monitored, meaning that if you develop dangerous complications like seizures, you'll receive treatment that will help you through them. And finally, professional support means you'll have an easier time resisting alcohol cravings as you withdraw from alcohol. Maybe you're watching this and don't really have what most would consider a problem with alcohol, like you're deciding to cut back for a dry January or start the year off with healthier habits. Here's some practical tips to make your decision a little bit easier. Step 1, have a why. Remind yourself frequently why you decided to cut back or stop drinking and stick to it. Write it down. It'll help you remind yourself what you want to get out of your decision, whether it's losing a few extra pounds, having healthier relationships, or just to have a clearer head. Step 2, get a plan going. Having a plan makes any decision easier to stick with. Work up a plan about how your cutting back on alcohol is going to work. When's your start date? Are you going to tell others what you're doing? What happens if you drink again? Working out these beforehand is going to make your decision work a lot better. And also be prepared for some people to just not get what you're doing. Rehearse a few things to say to friends and others who might want to pressure you into drinking. And remember, it's always okay to say no. Someone judges you for it, forget about them. It's your life, not theirs. Step 3, boundaries. Set yourself a limit at the outset. If you've been having 3 drinks a day, start by cutting them down to 2. After a week or a month, cut it down to 1. Gradually tapering from alcohol is a safe way to cut down on drinking and also makes it easier to do it. Step 4, keep track of your wins. Sometimes it's easy to miss out on the benefits of cutting back on alcohol. If your weight goes down, congratulate yourself without a drink and make a note of it in a journal. Write down what it feels like to wake up without a hangover, what it's like to buy new clothes in a smaller size, and how much more disposable income is not being spent on alcohol. These small things are going to add up. If you've successfully managed to cut back or even stop drinking, share your story in the comments. It'll help others, and I'm legit interested in how you did it. Want to stop drinking? The Edge Treatment Center will help. Stopping drinking isn't easy, but the rewards are worth it. I'm Jeremy Arts, a licensed marriage and family therapist who helped design the Edge Treatment Center's effective alcohol treatment program. I've watched so many people come to us ravaged by alcohol and leave us ready to live a successful, happy, and long life. If you're serious about wanting to leave alcohol behind for good, reach out to us at 844-590-0413. We'll help you develop a plan where you'll be able to beat alcohol for good. We're always updating our channel with the latest info about drug addiction, recovery, and more. Hit that like and subscribe button too. Thanks again.